am Andy from London Parkour. Today we're not doing any parkour whatsoever. We're not going to do that. We're going to be doing some technical stuff. We are going to figure out how to stream our GoPro 360 Max or our GoPro 8, your iPhone or your Android phone straight to your MacBook so you can use it for Zoom or you can use it for Skype or anything else you want. So you are going to be able to use OBS, you're going to be able to do it to YouTube, you're going to be able to do it to Twitch. Whatever you use, you're going to be able to stream those to your laptop. The extra part is you are not going to need to install servers on the cloud. You're not going to have to buy a server to be able to do it. You're going to do it all locally on your computer, and it's going to be pretty easy to do. All right, so let's have a look at that and dive right into the code and what we have to do to get those as the camera instead of the webcam. Alright everyone, let's get started. We are going to have to install a few pieces of software on the laptop. We are going to need to install some bits through the terminal as well. So if you've never used the terminal, don't worry, it's not going to be hard. We are just going to be copying and pasting some commands for you to do. And don't worry, you're not going to be breaking the laptop. All you're going to do is install new packages. Okay, if you have any worries, I suggest you just read into the actual packages we're going to install before you install them if you have any worries. But I can guarantee you that all of the programs that we're going to be using are pretty battle hardened and have been around for a long time. Step one is you are going to be installing something called Docker Desktop. Now, I'm not going to really go into what Docker is, but essentially the idea is that you are going to create a virtual computer or a virtual, what we call a container, that holds a web server in it. All right, and you are going to have this on your laptop. So imagine you have a computer within a computer. And we're going to do that using Docker Desktop. So step one is to download Docker Desktop to your computer and install it. So I have that already downloaded, and I am going to run it and install that. Okay, so there it is, and bring it across to applications. And that should be now installed once the copying to the applications is done. Docker, there it is. And in fact, what we can actually do is click on dashboard. Okay, so if you click on dashboard, it's going to pop up a Docker window. There it is. All right, so it's going to ask you to create an account. So I'm already signed into my account. So just go ahead on the Docker website to create an account and log into that. All right, but effectively, this is step one. You want to get Docker up and going. Okay, so we've got Docker Desktop installed. Let's go to our diagram and put the first bits in. Okay, so I'm just going to create a rectangle here just so you can understand that this is your laptop. In here we have now got a piece of software called Docker Desktop. So this is now going to hold what we call a container. All right, so our container is a virtual machine or a virtual computer within our computer. So to do that, we can close down that website. We are going to go over to Docker Hub. So Docker Hub holds a repository of all these different types of machines that people have made. And the one that we want to find is called Nginx with RTMP. So Nginx, Nginx, we're going to put RTMP. So it's going to have an RTMP module in the web server. So there's Nginx, okay, and we want one with RTMP. So we're going to install this one, all right? So if you click on that, okay, so this is the description of the computer we are going to install within our computer or our container. So you can see it's got this docker pull command. So click that icon and that's going to copy it into your clipboard, right? So we need to now essentially download this server or container into Docker desktop. Okay, so to do that, we are going to run the terminal. There's the terminal window, and all we're going to do, Command V, paste that in, and install the latest copy of that particular, but you're going to see a little bit more information than that. It's going to actually download and you're going to see a progress bar of installing it. But once it's done, it's just going to basically say the same thing and it's done. So we've got Docker desktop. So now in here, we have our Docker container, which is Nginx with an RTMP. So that's now sitting inside Docker desktop, but it's not running yet. Now, it says there to run the server, you have to run that command. Copy that back to our terminal, paste that in, press return. Now, if we go back to our Docker desktop, there it is. So our Docker desktop has now updated with a running container. So yours will say something different, but you can see here that it's running on a port 1935. Okay, so this is the default port for RTMP service. What this means is that port 1935 is now open on our little container. If you look at the command here, it says port 1935 goes to 1935 and port 8080 goes to port 8080. So we've actually opened up two 8080s for web traffic as well. And this basically breaks us out of container and the Docker desktop. And so anything coming in is going to go to there into the container. Okay, so the next step is going to be setting up the laptop to be able to play the stream. What we're going to do is install a package called FFPlay. Now, FFPlay comes as a like a plugin, a part of the FFmpeg package. So we're going to install that. Now, one way to do that is, yes, you can click the download button and install it this way. However, the last time I tried to install this, it did not install FFPlay as well because it's an extra module and it means that you'd have to go and install it separately. So I find it a bit easier to use what's called a package manager. So Homebrew is a package manager that allows us to install software and making sure that any extra bits that it needs will also be installed without us having to worry about it. So all you have to do is just copy that, open our terminal again, and paste that command in. It might take a little bit longer, it might install a few other bits and pieces, but essentially you want to be able to install Homebrew and boom, there we go. We can now install FFmpeg with FFPlay into it. And to do that, all you have to do is type brew and then install FFmpeg. What brew is going to do is install a load of other things that FFmpeg needs to run. Okay, so if you just press enter, you're going to see a lot of other bits and pieces being installed. Don't panic, they're all just things that FFmpeg needs to be able to run correctly. So we can now check if FFPlay is installed. So if we just type FFPlay, press enter, and if you get a result, you now have that installed and we can use it. FFPlay is going to do some work in a bit, but we're going to come back to that. There's going to be a couple of other packages that we're going to need. The main one, if you want to use Zoom, you're going to need a virtual camera. Now, what this means is it takes a application window or a stream and makes it a camera for Zoom to pick up. To do that, you're going to need to install a program called CamTwist. This is the program that we are going to install and use. So you've got CamTwist installed. I guess the last thing would be your conferencing app. So I use Zoom. So go ahead and install Zoom. And once we've done that, let's update our diagram. So I'm going to add another 2 pieces of software on here. So we've got FFPlay. Okay, so Zoom is the final one. We're going to leave it for a moment and we are going to now look at configuring our GoPro to start getting this whole process working. Let's connect these up together and start the process with the GoPro. So before we connect on the GoPro app, one of the problems I've had in the past is connecting these together. Now, the reason for that was that number one was the auto join Wi-Fi network. Now, when I have my home network, which are these two, I have a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz channel. The first problem is I was sometimes using the 5 gigahertz one and that was causing issues. So now I only use the 2.4 gigahertz band. I don't know what was happening, but there was a certain problem there. And the second problem was I had auto join connected. So what was happening was the home network was overriding the Wi-Fi connection to the GoPro. So I would suggest switching that off, auto join, for your home network. That's going to allow you to have a bit better of a chance of connecting the GoPro with the phone. All right, so we're going to head over to the GoPro app and we're going to connect. So let's connect these together. I'm going to control my GoPro and it's going to see if we can connect. It's going to want to join the Wi-Fi network of the GoPro. And there we go. Okay, so we've now got the GoPro connected to the phone. All right, so this is just normal stuff. All right, let's head over to set up live stream to RTMP. You're going to be presented with this screen. What this is going to do is tell your GoPro what network to connect to stream to. So what's going to happen is the Wi-Fi connection between these is going to break, and this is then going to connect to your home network. Okay, on this first setting you're telling your GoPro what network to stream to. All right, so I've selected the first one, which is my home network. The second thing that's going to have to be entered is the RTMP URL. Okay, that is the address of your laptop. Okay, so on our local home network, your GoPro is going to have an IP address. So it's a bunch of numbers, and your laptop is going to have an IP address, which is going to be a different set of numbers. And we are going to tell the GoPro to connect to the laptop. So if you head up to your Wi-Fi and head down to open network preferences, you are now going to be able to open up advanced. So this is the network we're connected to. Click on TCP/IP and there you go. That is the IP address of the laptop on the local network. Okay, so we are going to put in our laptop address, which will be RTMP:// and then the local IP address of our laptop. So 192.168.1.15, and then we're going to do /live. You can change the resolution, so we're going to, let's throw that up to 1080p, and hopefully we are going to start the streaming. So the GoPro at the moment is just connecting, it's severing the connection between the phone and it, and now it's connecting up to my local network, so the home Wi-Fi, and now click go live, and boom, there we go. We've got live on the GoPro and live on the phone. Okay, so we've got to go back to the laptop to pick up that stream. So I'm going to let that go. I'm going to leave that going, and we're going to now head back to the laptop. command that I'm going to give you to run is this. So it's FFPlay, okay? And it's going to have the flag no buffer. No buffer means don't turn the buffer on, obviously, and because if you do, you're going to have a delay on the footage. So we're going to connect to RTMP localhost live. Localhost is the local computer itself /live, and we're using the RTMP protocol, which is got a default port of 1935. The last part is this -AN. I switch that on, which is turn off audio. The reason for this is it does a feedback loop on Zoom. So essentially I switch it off. But if you're not doing that, don't worry. If you're using OBS or streaming to something else, you might want your GoPro audio on. So it's up to you. As soon as I press this, you're going to see a window open and you are going to have your stream. So let's see if this works. We're going to press return. If it doesn't connect first time, that's totally fine. So if I just Control-C that, run it again, second time, hopefully it will connect, and there we go, and we have our stream. So the stream is now connecting to the container, the Docker container. We have our window up live using FFPlay, and now we can use the last step, which is going to be CamTwist. We're going to keep this running, this stream window running. So let's switch over to CamTwist. We've got our preview window and CamTwist working right there. Now, what you want to do is head over to Desktop Plus. All right. So if you select that, you are going to see, hey, there we go. And we've got like this infinite loop because the desktop is streaming all the way down. All right. Actually, we're going to keep full screen on and we're going to click Confine to Application window. Now the window is the FFPlay window. Boom, there we go. So now the preview shows the FFPlay window. All right. So we're kind of going now from here into CamTwist. This one is going to CamTwist. All right. So we've got our CamTwist that's feeding from our application window, and you can see that the thing is running. And now I've got Zoom open, and let's just open Zoom up. Let's get the window up. So, okay, so there's the Zoom window. If I turn the video on from the webcam, so this is the webcam, and now, oh no, so that's the CamTwist video. So that is the stream itself, and you can see because it's got the RTMP at the top right there. We can switch back to the normal camera of the webcam and switch over to the CamTwist again. So back on our diagram, we can add our last step. Obviously, these two steps can change. FFPlay can go into OBS instead, or whatever you like. The great thing is, like I said, you can use streaming app on your phone instead of GoPro. So live now, this will allow you to put in your streaming settings, and you can just point it at the exact same stream. On our diagram up here, the phone is going to connect straight to the router, and the router is going to do the job of connecting up to your laptop as well. So you could use your phone instead of the GoPro. You can use any device that allows you to stream RTMP things. Lastly, in this video, I wanted to just give a nod to the two videos that helped me create this and got me on the right track. We're going to look at wireless GoPro to OBS for Twitch and YouTube in real life live streaming. So this was by Tint Stuff. And he got his inspiration from this guy Annoyed with Chat, who sorted out the whole thing. He figured out the whole thing and got it up and running with a Windows server on Amazon. Check these guys out. Their videos are awesome and have a very in-depth description of how to set that up. There you have it, guys. So we're streaming from the GoPro to the phone. The phone is then telling the GoPro to stream to the Wi-Fi network. The Wi-Fi network is then connected to the MacBook. So this is targeting the MacBook. The Docker container is picking up that stream, and then we're using FFPlay to connect to the stream, and that's bringing up our application window so we can see the stream. The CamTwist is then using that as its target and creating a virtual camera, and Zoom is the final step because it can then use CamTwist as its virtual camera and we can see the stream. Any questions? Comment. If you want to send us an email, come to londonparkour.com/contact. If you haven't been to one of our classes, come to our class. It's donation based at the moment and it's online at the moment, hence the webcam stuff. Because of the coronavirus at the moment, but hopefully this is going to help some of you out if you have these cameras or you have a phone, which most people do. This is going to give you a better picture, a better angle, better color, probably better dynamic range than your laptop webcam. Alright, so stay safe and good luck.